Goldfinger. He's the man with the Midas touch.
No, go! No!
Midas touch. Such a cold finger. Ooh.
Penis, turn that record off.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this audio fan commentary on Goldfinger.
Yeah.
The third theatrically released movie in the official James Bond series, and the third Bond adventure to star Sean Connery as James Bond 007. Goldfinger. Very clearly I'd say the first definitive Bond classic.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Dr. No and From Russia with Love definitely had their moments of classic Bond, but I think this was the one that really kind of, as I said to you just now, launched Bond into the stratosphere. But, you know, I think very few people dislike Goldfinger. As far as I'm
thought
aware,
was the one that went into the stratosphere.
Yeah. I mean, no, I'm talking about in terms of success. But yeah, I get what you mean. And I think it was the movie that really kind of, when the producers finally had the confidence in this series, they thought, okay, we can take this series far. If we can do what we did now, we can go on forever. And what do you know, 50 plus years later, we're still here. Anyway, so I think the series owes a lot to Goldfinger and Guy Hamilton, who directed it. I guess it was quite a brave move changing directors at this time. But, yes. So, this is a non-profit audio commentary. We're simply fans just giving our opinions, you know. If you want to follow along with the movie, then put in your DVD and or Blu-ray, put your timestamp to 0, and then just, you know, follow along with us and enjoy the ride. Is there anything you want to say, Jack, before we begin?
Well, I agree with you. I think this is where, for me, this is the Bond film where they perfected the Bond formula. And in my opinion, this is by far Sean Connery's best Bond film.
Yeah.
So, yes, let's go, pussy.
Yeah. Right. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, play. Oh, look, it's Leo the Lion.
The Lion King.
Yeah. Oh, it's Avenger.
Excuse me, babe. Could you just
Gosh.
Classic opening. I mean, for me, what's interesting is that actually wasn't Sean Connery in the gun barrel. If you look it up, I think it was his stunt man. Yeah.
No, actually, wasn't it Thunderball that was Connery's first ever gun barrel that he did on his own?
Yeah, where he does that awkward wobble. Yeah. I mean, I love that gun barrel, like the music and all that. Like, and this opening is one of the best openings to a Bond film.
Yeah. Actually, you should say saying that this is an opening that doesn't get talked about very much.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I'd say about it is that there are a couple of odd edits, like that edit just there with the sped up of him taking off his goggles. That's a bit strange, but it's it's awesome. I mean, the way Bond stealthily sneaks in, you have the Bond theme kicking in, and it's perfect. I mean, watching it now in HD, it's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I'm watching it on my PS4, so it's up converted to 1080p. But I'm actually buying the Bond Blu-ray box set soon. I mean, I just love the soundtrack as well. The soundtrack as well for this Bond film. You know, the you know, it's just epic. And I mean, you know, John
Barry really kind of threw himself into the score for the third time, I think.
Yeah. I mean, for me, this is how you open a Bond film. I mean, this may sound odd, but like the opening to GoldenEye kind of reminds me of the opening to Goldfinger in terms of Bond's busting into some kind of establishment kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think.
Great.
I mean, I think Martin Campbell like tried to homage the Goldfinger opening, and yeah, and he's got a tux underneath.
I think the white tux really actually suits Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. I mean, it's obviously in Mexico or like Spain or somewhere, some kind of Latin American country. I mean, yeah, one thing I will say, I mean, Connery looks great in the white tux. And I mean, what's interesting about Connery is this guy was an ex-bodybuilder and he looks surprisingly good in a suit.
Yeah. He's just so casual and they're all like running out of the bar. And...
Yeah. I mean, you could say Goldfinger starts off with a bang.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And also, I think this is where they really perfected the pacing. This movie is paced tremendously well compared to the first two. It's like a rocket. It zooms along. It's 1 hour 50 minutes, and it's perfectly paced. I think the next movie makes a mistake of being way too long. Thunderball just rags.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting about the first 3 Bond films is that they're under 2 hours. The first 3 Bond films are only 1 hour and 45 minutes. And Thunderball's the first Bond film to be 2 hours. I think it's 2 hours 5 minutes, and I think unfortunately it's too long. Like,
yeah, it is. This is great. This opening, how she actually in the corner of, or he sees in the corner of her eye.
Yeah, he sees the reflection. Yeah.
I guess the only thing to say really is obviously Bond uses her as a shield, but then again, this is a very sexist time. You have to kind of watch it and appreciate it for.
I mean,
it was made.
To be honest, though, I mean, like she was luring him to get killed. So
yeah,
you know, and not only that, but like Bond is a cold killer. I mean, yeah, this action scene is great. Shocking. Positively shocking.
That's quite a clever idea, actually, using this fan.
Yeah. I mean, imagine if it wasn't turned on.
Shocking.
Positively shocking. Bond, James Bond. I mean, yeah, this is... Yeah. I mean, it's a great way to open the film, and then you just go straight to the title sequence. I mean, I have to disagree with Calvin Dyson. I prefer the Goldfinger title sequence to the From Russia with Love one. I mean, From Russia with Love title sequence, I can't read the names on the belly dancer. It's hard to see.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically black and gold. Black and gold.
Yeah.
And the song is great.
Yeah.
The man with the Midas touch.
I
don't
mean,
know if it's my favorite Bond song, but it is very good.
It is, yeah. I mean, Shirley Bassey's first Bond, like, of 3 Bond songs. It's also interesting as well because this title sequence, Morspender didn't do this one. I think his first one, well, no, his first one was Dr. No, but his next one would be Thunderball.
I mean, you could say that there's a slight lack of variety in the title sequence. It's still great, but it's just like this black background. Because the footage in the gold.
Yeah.
It's still good. It works really well.
I'd still say, I mean, I'd say this is one of my favorite Bond title sequences just because of the imagery and stuff you get in it. I mean...
And you get clips from this movie, of course.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting is, like, at the start of the Hangout, you were singing, like, the Anthony Newley Rejected theme. Yeah. I mean, that version is just creepy.
Creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
In your ear.
I mean, you've got some From Russia with Love footage here, like with the helicopter.
Were they trying to connect the 3 films together at this point, or was it just a recap of what had happened before?
I think it was a recap. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe after a while they probably just thought, oh fuck with the continuity, they just make them individual adventures. But I guess because there's only 3 films at this point, they thought, well, they might as well tie them together somehow in the title sequence.
I mean, I will say, like, the Shirley Bassey really belts out the song, and it is a classic. Like, it's definitely a top 5 Bond song, top 10 at least.
Out of the 3 that she did, would you say it's her best?
Yeah, but I also really like Diamonds Are Forever and even Moonraker, even though it's not a great song. Yeah, even Moonraker's not a great song. I do kind of have. I just kind of like it because she sings it really well, even though it's not a good.
The problem with Moonraker is the song is just so sappy. It doesn't really make sense. But at least she, like, lyrically, it doesn't make sense. But at least she tried.
I mean, what's interesting about Goldfinger is that it's like, I'd say it's the first. I'd say out of all the Bond films, it's probably one of the most watchable, and I say it's probably the most easily accessible for like a younger audience as well.
Yeah,
like,
it was actually the first Bond film I ever saw, and I'm really glad that I started out with Goldfinger because it is. A lot of people call it a definitive Bond movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the first Bond film where, you know, it takes itself a little bit less seriously and introduce more of the, you know, it introduces more of the kind of over the top elements, but in a good way. This is sort of like a.
And kind of gets a more classier side of Bond as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is. Wow. I mean, for me, I mean, Dr. No, I think is great, and For Much of Love, I think is even better. I mean, I think Terrence Young did a really good job directing those 2 films, but I think Guy Hamilton, what he brought here was like the gadgets, the fast cars, the sort of the quips, the crazy kind of villains that you didn't have in the first 2 as much.
I think all the staples from the books that makes Bond and implemented that cinematic, and those traditions have lasted for over 50 years, and that's because of Goldfinger, really. I mean, more than Dr. No, really, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, he slaps her on the arse, so he's like, man, talk. Yeah.
But again, it's that time, isn't it? That time in the period when women were treated not as well as men. But, you know, you have to look past it. I mean, the one thing I will say about Goldfinger, maybe it does fail in the Felix Leiter casting. He's not bad, but he's no David Hedison. Let's just say that.
Yeah. I still like this Felix, though. I still really like him. I mean, he's not as memorable as David Hedison, but I mean, I kind of like his banter between him and Connery. But one thing I will say is he's a bit too old to be Felix Leiter. Like, Felix Leiter should be sort of Bond's age.
You're right. That is another big problem. He's too old, and I'd probably rank him among like the 3rd best. I mean, out of Felix's, I mean, I think Jeffrey Wright comes a second, and then Hedison is the best, I would say. Not because he did 2 films, but he's got the most personality.
Yeah, I mean, we're introduced to Gert Frobe now. Gert Frobe as
Goldfinger.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting is I think he was actually a German actor, but they dubbed over him, so that's all actually his voice. But even from his physical performance, I mean, he's a great villain. I mean, I think Goldfinger is like, I mean, we had Dr. No, but I think Goldfinger's the first sort of
great villain.
Like, great Bond villain that we had in the series.
Actually, it was when asked in interviews, it was Christoph Waltz's sort of inspiration, as I guess he said. He said, well, he didn't have a favorite Bond villain, but he looked at sort of Goldfinger as like the you know, Gert Frobe is a classic German theatre actor, and he looked at his performance in Goldfinger, and I guess that part of that is in his Blofeld, I would say.
Yeah. One thing I will say, that like blue thing Sean Connery's wearing, it looks a bit, I don't know, it just looks a bit naff, but yeah, the blue sort of zip-up cardi.
Yeah, Connery's always such a hairy man, so I don't want to see him.
He's a gorilla! I mean, one thing I would say this is probably Connery's best performance. I mean, I think you know, Dr. No is good. For Much of Love, he's even better. But here, I think he's at the top of his game. I mean, he's just so laid back and relaxed and confident in the role.
He's grown into the role now. He's so at ease, and I think the production design's great. Also, Ken Adam really did a great job with the sets, especially that apartment, and you know.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I will say I don't understand is like that back projection. I mean, it's a bit obvious. Like couldn't they have just filmed that at the pool? But it's not a big deal.
No. Yeah. I mean, Jill Masterson. She's bloody sexy. I have to say that. It's nice to have the Bond women.
I bet you're glad it's in HD, seeing her in HD.
Yes.
Her tits in high definition.
I want to see her curves and crevices in high definition. I mean, Connery it's just very smooth in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this scene where like Bond's just like, yeah, your luck has just changed, Goldfinger. I mean, one thing I will say is that he's not very physically imposing as a...
What, Goldfinger? Luckily, we have Oddjob to account for that. I mean, we'll see him later, but Oddjob is like the most physically intimidating henchman.
Yeah, where's Blowjob?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I like this. You can see the look of like anger on his face, and as Bond is like sort of wormed his way in, and
you can tell she likes Bond as well. Like you can tell she likes Bond, like playing around with Goldfinger.
Yeah, like, his sort of his confidence and his charm, and it's very easy for all the girls to kind of fall for him.
Yeah. Goldfinger just snaps the pencil.
That's kind of him throwing his toys out the pram, really.
I'm beginning to like you, Mr. Bond. Yes. Oh, where's your pussy? Could you imagine if Bond just said, "Where's pussy? Where's pussy?
Where's the
it's in my pants. It's down below."
Pussy in my pants. Like the music here, the jazzy.
Yes. Sexy music.
I like John Barry's score.
Yeah.
I think there's more jazz influence in this score than there is in any other Bond score, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's Rise of the Planet of the Apes with Sean Connery's chest hair.
Rise of the Scots of the Apes. Hello.
What's interesting is that, I mean, I didn't know this till recently, but Sean Connery wore a toupee for all the Bond films he did.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently started balding. He started balding when he was 21.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so that was, I mean, it doesn't look like a toupee. They've done a really good job of making it look like his actual hair.
He must have been stressed in his early years.
I mean, one thing I will say, I mean, for me, Sean Connery, I mean, I do have a lot of affection for him as Bond as well, because, I mean, he was my first Bond. Down to Forever was my first Bond film, and I mean, I think Connery, as he got on with the role, like with You Only Live Twice, his performance started to deteriorate. But I think here with Goldfinger, he's at his best.
Yeah, I like the way this scene is done. The way Bond is knocked out by Oddjob, and then then she's turned into gold. I mean, Jill Masterson, a very small but very iconic role. Now it's become so iconic in the staple of Bond. I mean, that image of her covered in gold is.
I mean, it's so famous they used it for the poster in the original DVD release,
and they've used it in like the releases of like the songs, like the Best of Bond covers.
I mean, it's so famous within the Bond films as well that they homaged it in Quantum of Solace. Like,
yeah, remind me how does it actually work? Her covered in gold. Did they just paint her gold? Yeah,
well, it's interesting because if you paint the body, if you paint the body in paint, if you paint the whole body with like any kind of paint, the skin can't breathe, so you die, which is interesting.
Oh right, I thought of it like that. I thought they killed her and then just painted her. But I guess it's to kind of, it's his trademark.
Yeah.
Goldfinger, just paint somebody in gold.
Yeah.
It's like his.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I know some people like when it comes to the Bond films, like they prefer the sort of more serious, down to earth, kind of cold spy thrillers, like From Russia with Love and Doctor No. I mean, I think Goldfinger started to introduce the more over the top elements, but it works here in a really good way. Like it works
they don't
here
stray away from the serious stuff.
Yeah, they don't. Which is they get the right mix of like seriousness and like kind of silly moments as well. Like
yeah, some nice heritage.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that line there, she died of skin suffocation. I didn't pick that up when I was watching the film until recently.
Yeah. I never listened to that line until now.
Yeah. I think Bernard Lee is great. I mean, for me, he's the best. I mean, I know you'd say Judi Dench, but I mean, for me, he's the original and the best, and he works really well with Sean Connery and Roger Moore, and even Lazenby.
Yeah, very briefly with Lazenby.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I think M finally sort of comes into fruition here as well. There's a nice sense of him kind of understanding his character in this third film.
Yeah. I mean, I really actually this is sort of a small minor thing, but I think what Connery's wearing at the moment is really cool, like the waistcoat thing with the jacket.
Yeah, it's like sort of an old-fashioned suit. You would never see like Pierce Brosnan or Daniel Craig wearing a suit like that. It just it wouldn't suit them.
Lois Maxwell.
Yeah. Gold, always believe in your soul. You've got the power to know.
It's funny. There's a nail polish called Goldfinger.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
I wonder where they got that name from.
Yeah. I remember my mum having like nail polish called like Goldfinger ages ago, and I just kind of laughed.
Well, yeah, funny that. Because gold is a very attractive color. A lot of people are drawn to it. I mean, particularly like we saw in like the Middle-earth films.
Yeah, especially dragons. Imagine if they made a Gertrude or like Sean Connery Smaug.
I am fire. I am death. Rawr.
I mean, Guy Hamilton for me, I'd say
he's up there.
Guy Hamilton and Sam Mendes are my favorite directors. I mean, Goldfinger is a great film, and Live and Let Die was my favorite Bond film for a long time, and even Diamonds Are Forever, I have a soft spot for because it was the first Bond film that I saw.
Yeah. Also, going back briefly to Lois Maxwell, I think there with Connery was one of the best scenes of the series with Bond and Moneypenny. It's just classic. It's just finally they're so comfortable with each actor is comfortable with their characters, and you really sort of start to see a relationship sort of blossoming. I really like that, and that's obviously remained a staple of the series now into now with Spectre. And probably 125 as well. So, it's interesting.
What's really
setting the mark for obviously the future actors to take over.
I mean, what's really interesting as well is that Bond, in at least a Connery Bond film, is always for his hat on the stand. I mean, he sort of got rid of that with Roger Moore. Like, he didn't have a hat anymore, and like since then they've kind of ditched the hat. Like, he has the hat in the gun barrel.
I mean,
what's interesting about Connery's Bonds,
because he doesn't wear a hat.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting about Connery's Bond as well is he's a bit of a wine connoisseur. He's like, oh, Bollinger's 75, like none of the other Bonds are really wine connoisseurs or yeah.
No, they're all about vodka martinis.
Yeah.
Although
Shaken, not stirred.
I think Daniel Craig is the only other Bond. He sort of drinks beer and he has occasionally like a beluga But
Yeah.
other than that, he's mainly like beer or vodka martinis. But that's it.
Oh, gold Nazi bar.
Yeah. Kudos to the props team for making, and I mean, it looks real. It looks like an actual real piece of gold.
Yeah.
A lot of weight to it.
I mean, one thing I will say, I mean, it's kind of sad now that Sean Connery has Parkinson's disease, but my cousin made like it was a bit of a dark joke, but it was kind of funny. Like when I told him Sean Connery had Parkinson's disease, he said shaken, not stirred.
Oh, such a bad pun, but meant with the best intentions.
Yeah.
And this is actually the first official Q barrage scene of the series. And
Yeah.
it's one of the best.
I mean, Desmond Llewellyn was in For Much with Love, but yeah, it's the first Q. Yeah, Q branch. Yeah.
Boothroyd in in the first one he was, and then he was Q in Rush with Love, but we never get the full Monty of gadgets until now, I think, like you said.
Yeah. And I mean, and now we have the iconic Bond car, the Aston Martin DB5. I mean, so iconic that
in the two recent Bond movies that Sam Mendes made.
Yeah. I mean, it would be so iconic that it would return in Thunderball and GoldenEye and, you know, Skyfall and Spectre. I mean, it's so iconic. You know, it's the iconic Bond car.
I was annoyed, you know, that it's a shame that the Brosnan movies couldn't make a deal with Aston Martin and have the DB5, although they did have it in GoldenEye.
Yeah, briefly, yeah. I mean, it's interesting that the Lotus Esprit sort of replaces the DB5 in Spy Love Me.
Yeah. Although that
I didn't think Roger Moore ever drove an Aston Martin. Just interesting.
Yeah, up to my memory, I can't think of him ever driving an Aston Martin.
Yeah.
I don't think Timothy Dalton did either.
No, he did have an Aston Martin in Living Daylights, but it was a different like model.
Oh, was it like it wasn't the DB3 or something, was it?
I don't know. It's
it was the 7, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the one that he's driving when he's driving through the hut.
Oh yeah, the ice chase.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool as well, like the ejector seat as well. I mean, even though technically the Daniel Craig films like Casino Royale is a reboot, for me, when they brought back the DB5 in Skyfall, for me, it kind of tied the continuity of the other Bond films together again.
Skyfall actually tied the whole series together, like with the fact that, you know, they ended up in the old office. It was basically the formula was back to how it was in Goldfinger.
Yeah. It's funny. I think Sean Connery is a big golf enthusiast in real life as well.
I think one of the best scenes that Sean Connery ever acted as Bond was the golf match between him and Goldfinger. You can just tell he's enjoying it way too much. It's so good.
Yeah, because he's a big golf fan in real life. You
don't have the balls.
There's blowjob.
Sometimes, Emma, you have the balls for this job. Then we're introduced to Odd Job.
Or blowjob.
I love that Odd Job doesn't say anything. He has no lines at all.
I mean, probably out of all the Bond henchmen next to Jaws, iconic Bond henchman.
Yeah. I think Odd Job and Jaws are the best. Definitely the best henchmen. They have so much character about them. I mean, there are some other good henchmen, of course. I mean,
Mr. Hinks.
Yeah, Hinks. I mean, they tried to do a similar thing with him in the sense that he doesn't have many lines, or he has one line. But I don't think he ever quite reaches that level of class that Oddjob does or Jaws does. But he's still physically intimidating, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, he's bigger than Daniel Craig, so
Throws him a gold bar.
Yeah. I've got a golden ticket.
Oh, want to go to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, eh? Oh God! Goldfinger is Augustus
Bond can't do it.
Goldfinger is Goldfinger is Augustus Gloop.
Augustus Gloop. You know, they've actually done a Tom and Jerry version of Willy Wonka.
They did a parody called Willy Wonka and the Cheese Factory.
I like Connery's costume in the scene, like the top hat and the the trousers and the purple jumper.
Yeah, he has a top hat and he's a top cat. 4.
7. Whee! Oh yeah, doesn't he? He cheats as well.
Could you imagine Bond playing like Wii Sports Golf?
Yeah. Oh, you're in the rough. Doesn't he cheat? He uses like magnets or something. I can't remember.
Oh no. I think it's Oddjob drops the ball somewhere.
Lol.
He plays a Schlesinger 1.
Rules of golf, Goldfinger. 5 minutes, roll will stop. Lost ball will cost you stroke distance.
Yeah, Oddjob drops the ball down his trousers or something like that.
Along with his other 2.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing he says. Ah.
You know, I would have loved to have seen this in the cinema. I mean, can you imagine the reaction it must have got when it was first released?
Yeah, 53 years ago. Jeez.
Fucking hell. Yeah, because it was 64, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This must be the best movie of 64.
Actually, this year's the 55th anniversary of Dr. No.
Oh, wow. Wow. They should have like a special screening of Dr. No. Like, I would love to go and see it on a big screen.
Yeah. I would have loved to seen every Bond film on the screen apart from Die Another Day.
Yeah. Well, any of the Brosnan movies for you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing.
I mean, I don't hate GoldenEye. I mean, I think GoldenEye is like average.
Yeah, it's the best of the 4. I mean, there's no question about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's okay. I think I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10, but yeah.
It's vastly overrated.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, some people like it, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But, for me, this is better. This is classic.
Yeah. Like when people when I see some people like say GoldenEye's better than Goldfinger, I'm sorry, but
I think also another thing about GoldenEye is that Pierce Brosnan tried to emulate the smoothness of Sean Connery. And and it was too much of a mishmash.
Yeah. I mean, my problem with GoldenEye is I find it too formulaic. Like I mean, even though License to Kill was a step in the wrong direction, I think GoldenEye was a step back. Like, you know, like with Living Daylights and License to Kill, we had a Bond who was more of a character. With GoldenEye, sort of goes back to being a kind of Superman, as Dalton says, you know, a Superman.
I just think that it's also just tonally is just such a strange film. Like,
yeah. I mean, Xenia on the top, you know, really.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, I love the way the Bond switches the balls. So, like, Bond wins the match. I mean, that car, did they have that in Spectre when they picked them up? Like,
what, the Rolls Royce?
Desert? I think that's the same car.
I think they did, but it was the red one.
Yeah.
It was the Silver Wraith Rolls Royce. Yeah. Oh, I never knew that. I've forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pissed off at him now.
Yeah.
Spoke perfectly well what we are talking about, Mr. Bond. I see that it is necessary to remind you. Watch out!
I mean, doesn't he crush the golf ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of homage that when Octopussy, when
Yeah.
Goldfinger crushes the die as well.
Yeah. Oh, this bit is classic where he cuts off the head of the statue. I mean, one thing I will say is, like, could you imagine if, like, Old Job went home and, like, his son or whatever, his wife, like, threw him the hat as a joke and, like, cut his head off? Like,
Yeah, it is a very odd family.
yeah, hence the name Odd Job.
Why, Mr. Bond?
I also think it's interesting how Connery dresses in his suits because he always pulls his trousers right up, a bit like Simon Cowell.
Yeah. Odd Job just crushes the ball.
Hmm.
Could you imagine if he did that to Bond's bollocks? Like,
Look, oh, Lashif crushing his balls.
yeah.
Ah,
To the right, to the right.
to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left.
I mean, we're 32 minutes in and it's gone by like a rocket.
Oh yeah, I mean Thunderball. Now we all would have been bored shitless.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, Alan. I know it's Alan's favorite Bond film, but
I mean, no offense, Alan, but
yeah.
I just can't get into Thunderball. I just can't watch it. It's too slow.
Yeah, I mean, Alan thinks that Thunderball's the first Bond film where the formula's perfected. I have to disagree. I think Goldfinger is.
Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
I mean, it's interesting that Sean Connery shot each Bond film up to Thunderball like a year within each other.
Back to back, pretty much.
Yeah.
And no wonder he got fed up of it.
Yeah. I mean, I think Thunderball he's good in that, but I think that's where he's starting to get bored. Like, there's some scenes he's really good in, and there's some scenes he looks a bit like
Yeah.
a bit
I think,
bored.
to be honest, what they should have done was after Goldfinger, take a break, like an extra year out. That way the audience could have been waiting a little bit longer. They would have waited another couple of years. Just 2 years.
I think they just wanted to cash in on the success of Goldfinger. Like, there's that guy Steve McKenzie left a comment on, and I think yours as well, saying that the Bond producers
Yeah.
it seems like with Thunderball they just kind of threw in the towel. Like,
Yeah, I think because Thunderball was probably a rushed production. They're trying to get out a year after Goldfinger. And I think they should have taken like 2 years in between each movies to give Connery a rest and also just to give enough time to make a good film.
Yeah, not only that, but I think they should have got Guy Hamilton instead of Terrence Young, because you had Terrence Young for the first two. After Guy Hamilton back again, and I just think that he brings the pacing that was slow in the first sluggish pace, and
yeah,
in Switzerland, I think, which is interesting.
I love the landscapes in this. The shots, the locations for this movie are terrific.
Yeah,
look at that! Wow.
Yeah, and you've got Tilly Masterson in this, which is interesting.
Yeah, Jill's sister. How funny that.
Yeah, and she's a shit shot.
I'm surprised he doesn't have a gold car.
Well, I don't think he could move it if it was a gold car.
No,
it's too heavy.
I just mean like painted gold.
Yeah. I think Bond's car's cool. I mean, sorry, her car. We all know how cool the DB5 is. It's interesting as well, the gadgets you see in the DB5. Like, I think in a couple of scenes, like, you see that the wheels can, like, destroy other people's tires.
Yeah.
I mean, the actress they got to play Tilly Masterson, I wonder if that was actually the actress's real sister, because she looks so much like her.
I don't think they were related, but they do look alike. I think they did cast her very well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, you could say she blew that one out.
I like to flatten her tires.
Let me pump you back up again.
You can pump her for information. I think in the Living Daylights, they kind of recreate that with the laser. They modernize it with the laser, and then that takes the car off in the ice chase. The top half of the car just goes sliding forward off the wheels.
That's a bit of a rusty one-liner. You don't look like the girl you don't look like the girl who should be ditched. Like,
Oh.
no. But I mean, some people say the Roger Moore one-liners are a bit over the top, but I think some of Connery's ones are a bit rusty too. Like, I think he got the point in Thunderball. I mean, he just delivers that like he doesn't care. TM. Trademark. Strictly Come Dancing on Ice. Oh, Volkswagen. I wouldn't trust them. They failed their test.
Where are they right now? They're in Germany.
Yeah.
Fräulein. Can I imagine a Bond movie with Hitler? Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Let's kill Hitler.
Oh, if James Bond was set in the 1940s.
Well, the books were written in the 50s.
Yeah.
So.
Thinking about it though, imagine if Bond's parents were involved in World War II. Maybe his dad was involved in the army. Who knows?
Yeah. I'd say because the Bond films were made, the books were written in the 50s, I'd say his dad was probably in the First World War.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, if we're talking about the modern day Bonds, then probably the second one will. But either way, it doesn't matter. We don't see his parents, but.
I mean, Warwick Enterprises. Ooh.
This is probably just the back lot of Pinewood.
Oh no, I think they actually did shoot this in Switzerland.
Oh, in Switzerland. Oh, that's where they are.
Yeah.
Gosh, I think his suit is great. And actually, thinking about it now, the suit that Daniel Craig wears in Spectre when they get to Blofeld's lair is actually either the same suit or it's reminiscent of this suit, the brown one that he wears.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I quite like the suit he wears in this, like the black long sleeve shirt or whatever it is, like with a backpack.
Yeah. Again, Craig wears that in Spectre with the in the snow scenes. Again, like the new Bond movies always trying to homage the old classic one.
I mean, what's interesting is about the poster for Spectre had Craig in the Roger Moore outfit from Live and Let Die, but he didn't actually wear that in the film.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was a deleted scene, maybe.
Maybe. But I swear he wore it for the snow scenes, you know, when he goes to the clinic.
Oh yeah, but he didn't have the. No, he didn't actually. He was wearing like I think he was wearing like a coat over that. It was like a coat or something.
Oh right. Yeah, I'm not sure then, but I'm glad he wore the white tux.
Yeah. I mean, this seems interesting where they're making the where like they're melting down his gold that he's smuggled in. And it's interesting, that guy that's walking with Blofeld, the one with the glasses there, Burt Walk, Pink Panther films, and I think he appeared in another Bond film, You Only Live Twice. Like, he passed away last year.
Mm.
Oh, Mr. Ling.
I mean, Goldfinger isn't actually part of Spectre, is he?
No, he's not. No.
He's just his own villain, yeah. Operation Grand Slam. This is
Grand
just the, it's the
Slam.
most intriguing of the Connery Bond movies.
Yeah.
And
And
I think it's the
for me,
classic.
yeah, for me, it's the most fun as well. Like, in terms of like action and stunts and yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's what I would want to see when I see a Bond movie.
yeah.
This film.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this film for a lot of people, yeah, you're right. It's a definitive Bond film, and even to this day, 54 years later, still is a definitive Bond film. I mean, I know this is my cousin's favorite Bond film.
I can see why. It's definitely in like the top 5, at least.
Yeah,
It's definitely in the top 5. It's not my
I
favorite
agree.
Bond movie, but it is definitely the one where it kind of, like you said, they perfected the formula. Doof, 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 doof. Let me go. Yeah.
Your allergy shot.
Doof, 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 doof. It's like, oh, they're sisters.
I am Sean Connery.
And I'm the head of this family. I have to say, one thing I'm kind of disappointed at is her death. It does feel a bit anticlimactic. I would have liked to have seen her carry on a little bit more to try and get her revenge. It just feels a little bit abrupt when Odd Job kills her. But
I have to say, this car chase is great. I love this car chase.
yeah.
And it's so cool as well that he has a car with all these gadgets. I guess you could say like his car is kind of like a Swiss Army knife, and
It is
in terms of the fact that
opens up to anything.
yeah,
Oh no! Fucking hell, we're already 45 minutes in. We've only got like an hour left.
yeah. I will say about this film, like, I mean, that's the thing about the first 3 Bond films. They're only like an hour and 45 minutes, and Thunderbolt's like 2 hours 5 minutes, which, to be honest, does not work in Thunderbolts.
No, they should have cut it down to at least 20 minutes. At least 20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, what's interesting is like that oil slick, whatever he puts in the road, because it's red, it looks like he's like putting strawberry juice in the road.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and when the old woman gets out and starts shooting her gun.
Yeah.
That's another classic Bond moment. Another over-the-top moment that you just got to laugh, you know.
Yeah.
One of those moments.
Yeah. I mean, this delivers on the action and the thrills that you want from a Bond film.
Yeah. I mean, the action was good in the first movie. It was better in the second movie. But I think here they've excelled in it. I mean, the end battle of Fort Knox is an example of how great it is.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Tilly's dead.
Yeah, it's like, no.
Tilly Tubbies.
It would have been nice. Instead, it would have been nice to see her, confront Goldfinger before she died. But oh well.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect the story too much, but it would have been nice just from a character point of view.
Yeah. One thing I will say, one thing I will say what's great about Guy Hamilton's direction is that it's like he watched the first two Bond films and saw that they were good films, but he knew he could improve on them, and he just delivers the formula. I mean, this is where they get the Bond formula absolutely right. Like, I agree with Alan, like Doctor No's good, but it feels like a episode. Like,
yeah.
Like,
but yeah, they're basically trying to work out the kinks.
yeah.
The Mushroom of Love was better. Well, I probably was better because it was bigger and it tried to tell a more compelling story.
Yeah.
But this is just, well, pardon the pun, golden.
Well, there she is. There's the old lady.
Yeah. Interesting cameo. I just think Hamilton really got the flavour of what Fleming was writing, the sense of class in the books. And
yeah, he got the flavour of the vodka martini.
yeah, he kind of just, like you said, he got that formula from the books and he thought, we can make this really interesting and classy. And really, he gave it that sense of style. And I think that's what the first two movies didn't quite have, was that stylistic sense. They were intriguing action movies and intelligent movies, but this was better because it understood the formula and it knew how to portray it, and it was stylistic, but it never lost its substance, which is why I really like it.
The old woman with the gun. I mean, I agree. I mean, I think Hamilton gave Bond its style. He sort of set the groundwork for the Bond style with this film.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. I mean, there are like the odd few people that don't rate this movie, but really, they got to take another look at it, I would say.
Yeah.
I
mean, for me, say whatever you want about the first two Connery Bond films. I mean, I really like those, but I mean, you can say whatever you want about those, but you know, when it comes to Goldfinger, for me, it's undisputed classic. You know.
Yeah. It's a cinematic landmark.
Yeah.
The first great James Bond movie.
Yeah, and not only that, but without Goldfinger, you wouldn't have Indiana Jones, because Steven Spielberg said that, you know, he was really influenced by the Bond films, that, you know, he wanted to direct his own Bond films, and that's why he made Raiders of the Lost Ark. In fact, he wanted to direct Bond, but they decided to do Raiders of the Lost Ark instead. So without Goldfinger, without Bond, you wouldn't have Indiana Jones and lots of the other action movie franchises.
Goldfinger has inspired a lot of action movies, and just a lot of movies as well. I mean, even like you said, I think Sam Mendes took a lot of inspiration from Goldfinger as well when he did Skyfall and Spectre.
Yeah, and of course, it's probably the most iconic scene of the film, and the most iconic scene in Bond history. The scene where Bond is strapped to the table with the laser gun.
Mm. Yeah. I love this scene. It is cinematic gold. Pardon the pun. It's genius.
Not only that, but it's like, I remember the Simpsons parodied this, like where Homer like takes down like the bomb guy who escaped.
That was funny because this is the first time we've seen Bond in a really life-threatening situation in the series, like when he's not been able to get out of it easily.
Yeah.
And you really think, oh shit, he's going to get his balls lasered off. Oh shit. Fuck.
I mean, I think the drill scene in Spectre was kind of homaging this scene.
Yeah. I really like this because it's like his reaction as well. He doesn't overplay it. He doesn't go, no, please, no. He just keeps calm. And he's like, well, let me tell you about Operation Grand Slam. You know, he tries to breeze his way out of it. Gold. The effects aren't bad, actually, for the time.
Yeah.
I mean, Goldfinger's suit in this scene as well is great.
Yeah. I mean, you're right, Connery doesn't overplay it. I mean,
Think about the demonstration. I think it's one of the best written scenes for Bond, like just ever.
Yeah, I mean, this may sound odd, but I even think the Casino Royale torture scene like kind of homage this in the fact that Bond was in a situation where he was vulnerable.
Yeah. Just read a talk.
I expect you to die. You know, I mean, classic lines. You know.
Brilliant. And the direction by Hamilton as well, superb.
Mm.
He's like, what am I going to do to get out of this situation?
Yeah.
You're forgetting one thing. If I fail to report, 008 replaces me. I trust you will be more successful.
Also, one thing to mention is the score in this scene is really tense.
Yeah. You know nothing, Mr. Bond.
The 007 Legends game ruined this scene.
Yeah.
But they had the actor who was pretending to be Daniel Craig, and they had all these modern lasers, and it was just so horrible.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Could you imagine it? I mean, they tried to make this in GoldenEye. Sorry, Die Another Day as well with Halle Berry, and it was just awful. Like, your mama, like, God.
Who sent you? Your mama. And she told me to tell you she's very disappointed in you. You afford to take that chance?
It's really well done with Connery's reaction and like the music and the I mean, in terms of music, it's a great scene as well.
Yeah. I think this is one of Barry's best scores out of the entire series.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the best Bond soundtracks.
Yeah, I mean, 007 Legends was just like, why did you have to have Daniel Craig in this film? Why?
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't you have had Connery?
It was a guy pretending to be Craig.
Yeah, and they tried to update it, but I mean, it was even more disgraceful in Die Another Day where you had Mr. Kill with like Jinx, you know. Who sent you? Your mama. Like, God.
Your mama.
Oh, Perche.
Oh, this was a controversial decision, but it actually ended up working very well.
I mean, it's I mean, pussy galore. I mean, it's just such a.
That must be true.
Yeah. And Honor Blackman, I mean, she was 40 or something. Like, I think she was about 10 years older than Sean Connery, but I mean, God, yes.
I think she's still around now, isn't she?
Yeah, I mean, she's really fit in this.
She's a very attractive woman. She's very very stunning woman. Although now I think she's in her like late 80s, 90s. She must be in her 90s now.
Yeah, 80s or 90s. Yeah. No, yeah, 90s. Yeah, you're right. She was like 40 when she did this.
Mm.
She was actually in the Avengers as well with Patrick McNee.
Yes. Maybe she recommended him for Bond when he did A View to a Kill.
Yeah. No, yeah. She was in the Avengers, the TV show, not the Marvel Avengers, like the.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
She'd be too old to be in that.
Yeah.
Personal.
Oh, you're on your period. Joking. Can you imagine could you imagine if you only live twice and they said YOLO to bodies? Like, actually, it's YOLT.
YOLT.
Operation Grand Slam. Can you imagine it was Operation Grandstand and it was like
Grandstand. You can turn off the charm. I'm immune.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're implied to that she's a lesbian.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I think in the book she was a lesbian as well. I mean, now it's a bit incorrect, you know, Bond sort of. I mean, it's a bit odd, like Bond turning her from a lesbian to straight. Like,
I mean, it's not realistic, but you know, maybe she's bisexual. I think I choose to take that assumption that she.
Yeah, I think she's bi. Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise, why would she give in to his charms?
Why would she fuck that gorilla?
Maybe she thinks she's a lesbian, when in actual fact, her feelings tell her that no, she's kind of into both.
Yeah.
Well, or just Bond.
Yeah. She likes a bit of bonding. She likes bondage.
You can turn off the charm. I'm not into bondage.
Bond just like straps her to a chair.
Rare, kinky.
Yeah, this seems quite good. Where like they're trying to spy on him, and like he like puts the coat hanger like over the eye or whatever.
Yeah, he knows their game. He's already been like captured a couple of times. 1 hour already. This is incredible. The pacing is just wow.
Yeah.
Ken Adams, absolutely brilliant job. This is some of Ken Adams' best work. Basically, he had to do everything pretty much in gold, so it was very easy in the design standpoint. But it just looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they used that in Skyfall, the little radio.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, Sam Mendes was inspired by this movie.
Oh yeah, that bit where like she like points a gun at him. It's like, oh yes, I see your game. Oh, I'll go for the hard way, please. Would you like to see how I do it the hard way? I like Connery's outfit. I mean, did Craig wear something similar to that in Skyfall? Like,
I think he did actually, yeah. Smith and Wesson. Yeah, he had a grey suit in the beginning of Skyfall.
yeah.
That was to also accentuate his age, but I think also it was a reference to Goldfinger. The fact that Connery's wearing that kind of outfit here.
Oh, what was I going to say? Here. Could you imagine Felix Leiter? He carries like a lighter.
Yeah.
Lights Bond cigarettes.
Don't you want to know why?
Yeah. That's a funny thing about License to Kill. Felix Leiter gives him a lighter. Like, don't you want to know why? I'm sorry, that's Dominic Green. Pussy Galore's Flag Circus. It's like Monty Python's Flag Circus. Does
this flying circus include George Lazenby?
Yeah. Does this flying circus include John Cleese, like Monty Python's Flying Circus?
It's the fact that you see her name on the big banner, Pussy Galore.
Oh, you should open a strip club with that name.
Yeah. I mean, all the names that they came up with are just ridiculous. I mean,
Octopussy.
Christmas Jones. Fucking hell.
Oh, God. Well, that wasn't in the book. God.
Yeah.
Christmas Jones, that's just painful.
Yeah, I thought Christmas only came around once a year. They only called it Christmas for that fucking line at the end.
Oh, no. This isn't Bond, but it's like they made a joke about it. Austin Powers, Ivan a hump a lot.
You know, I was in a show recently where there was a character called Iva Big One. And he's like this porn director. He was like this Italian-Russian porn director. It was so funny.
Oh, God. Another Bond name that goes under the radar, the man with the golden gun, Chew-Me.
They might as well have called him the man with the golden cum.
Christopher Lee. Hello, Mr. Bond.
Wasn't he related to Fleming?
He was his cousin, yeah.
Oh, wow. They got on quite well, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why I did Man with the Golden Gun. Hello, I'm Christopher Lee.
Odd drop.
God, Christopher P. Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Hello, Lash. Allow me to drive you on my purple Porsche to your parking space.
That's an orchid space.
I mean, the camera work is incredible. I think this movie's a technical marvel for 1964.
Yeah.
You know,
I have to say, Pussy's Flying Circus. See them in action?
wow.
They can fly over my house any day.
Yeah. Could have to land it in my garden. I'm there.
I like the yokel music.
Yoga outfits, actually, if you think about it. They all kind of look like they're dressed in yoga outfits.
Yeah. Yeah, karate outfits or something, yeah. Oh no, yeah, the flying circus, yeah.
At least it's not like BB and Pure Eyes Only, which is like doing a gymnastics, you know. Oh, James.
It's like a Western music. Doom, 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 doom.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, that's a good film.
Mr. Bond.
I mean, Sean Connery as well. It's interesting to note was quite a tall guy, like 6'2". I think Cubby Broccoli always said he wanted Bond to be like a tall person. It's kind of funny then that Daniel Craig's only like 5'10".
I think he's the shortest.
Yeah. Yeah, all the others are like 6'1" or 2. Even like Brosnan.
Thinking about it, Craig's height doesn't really affect his performance.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No.
His movies, funny enough.
Yeah, you don't notice it.
Oh, yeah, chucked him in the cell. Pushy.
Oh, if only I had Pushy galore right now.
No, if only I just had Pushy. It doesn't have to be her. Oh yeah, I love this when he tries to get the attention of the guard. He's like,
there's Kentucky Fried Chicken in the background there.
what was his name? Colonel Sanders?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sanders, like with the KFC. Funny enough, I had a KFC for dinner tonight.
Funnily enough, I had a Burger King.
What, for dinner tonight?
Yeah. Kentucky Fried Cunt.
Oh,
that's what it stands for, no joking. Kentucky Fried Cock.
oh God.
Could you imagine this guy's playing on a horse? Like, what the heck?
Nice and greasy.
Could you imagine Bond like had to fight Kentucky Fried Chicken like he had to fight Colonel Sanders?
Oh God.
Oh no, it's because it's KFC Bonefinger.
Yeah. All the investors are kind of doubting him. I think also like Goldfinger's plan is just genius. Like he's actually thought it out rather well. You know, the storming of Fort Knox and all of that.
It's interesting that he kills all these guys as well. Like he tells them their plan, then he just kills them all.
Yeah, it's like, why does he need them anyway? Because surely he has enough money to endorse his projects anyway. So why does he need the investors to fund him anymore?
He's like, banks don't open on Sunday. My bank will. Could you imagine Goldfinger was that nationwide?
Nationwide. We'll give you £100 if you switch your current account.
Lloyd's TSB. Could you imagine Goldfinger? Gold compare.
Gold compared. Have you ever been to Fort Knox?
Been to America.
Oh, right.
What have you?
Well, I've never been to Fort Knox, but I've been to America. America's good.
Oh, did you see Alan?
Oh no, I didn't. I went to New York, and then I also went to Alabama a few years ago.
Sweet home Alabama.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to like New York or America sometime soon. Did you meet the Godfather in New York?
Oh.
I love this like set, like the way he like has this like miniature set of Fort Knox and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, Ken Adam, I mean, wow, the guy's a genius when it comes to sets.
I mean, the amount of hours it must have taken to design all this, even the miniatures, incredible.
Yeah.
I've actually got a book called Bond by Design. You get to see all of Ken Adams' like drawings and everything, like his designs of all the films. I mean, not just Ken Adam, but obviously Peter Lamont as well. Is Peter Lamont still the production designer?
I don't know.
Oh no, sorry. Dennis Gassner's the one for the new movies, but yeah, Ken Adam was obviously the main one. Up to was it the end of Dalton or?
Yeah. I mean, I like this scene with Connery in the cell, like waving at the guard. And he like tricks him, like.
This is the only time when you think, oh yeah, Bond is gay.
Well, Skyfall, what makes you think this is my...
What makes you think this
my
is
first time?
It's Bond. Ooh.
I mean, this guard is pretty thick.
He's actually been kind of playful with him as well.
Yeah. He's like, come on, you want some? You want a bit of cockery? One thing I don't get is how does he get like on the roof there?
Spider-Man.
You know, the ninjas would have made more sense here than in License to Kill, since there's all these like Asian guys.
Funny you should say that. He's kind of dressed like a ninja.
Yeah, he's like wearing the ninja outfit. We should do a commentary on License to Kill soon.
Yeah, we could. We did the Living Daylights, didn't we?
Yeah. 30th anniversary of that film this year.
Yeah. You do notice that some of the editing is sped up.
Yeah. Also 20th anniversary of Tomorrow Never Dies, but less said about that, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting you say that. Like, you notice that in the early Bond films, like Calvin Dyson points out, like the jump cuts in Dr. No and From Russia of Love.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not so bad in Goldfinger. It's rarely do you see it. It's more in Thunderball as well. Like, sped up editing in Thunderball, I think, in the climax in Disco Volante.
Yeah. I understand.
1 hour, 10 minutes. Oh, wow.
We've only got 25 minutes left.
Oh, no, we got more than
Oh, sorry, 37, sorry.
I was going to say, got to be somewhere. Going somewhere, Jack?
Yes, fuck you!
Nerve gas.
Oh, he's writing it down.
Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, this miniature is great.
So he wants to make Fort Knox his bank.
No, remember he wants to like irradiate the gold with a bomb, so his gold will go up in price.
Fucking Grady bastard.
Yeah. Like when people say like A View to a Kill rips off the plot of Goldfinger, I don't get that. I mean, that's about microchips. This is about gold.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, in the sense of like storming the place, but really that's it. There's no like storming Silicon Valley is not the same as storming Fort Knox.
Yeah. Yeah, Fort Knox is one place. Silicon Valley is like a whole place. I mean, it's funny that like A View to a Kill is Alan's least favorite since it takes place in his hometown of San Francisco.
Yeah. Oh well, it's more the film itself that I mean. A lot of people kind of throw their arms up in the air about View to a Kill. So
yeah, some people really like it though. I mean, surprisingly enough, Calvin Dyson like puts it like because I think he ranked all the Bond films including Spectre, and he like put it right in the middle at number 12.
Yeah. No, he hasn't ranked them with Spectre. I think he ranked them with Skyfall.
Yeah.
He should update his ranking.
It was kind of disappointed me though when he did his review of Spectre. He said it would be near the bottom. He said it was worse. He said Spectre for him watching it the first time was worse than watching Quantum of Solace or Die Another Day for the first time. Which I was just like, what, really? Right.
Yeah, he was way too harsh on Spectre.
Yeah. Like, he says he would put it down near the bottom of the list, like right down there, which I really don't get, to be honest.
I mean, even though I don't think it's not quite as good as Skyfall, but I think it's still fucking awesome. You know, even if you, I know it came after Skyfall, and obviously there's huge expectations, but I think some of the criticisms made towards it were very unfair. And, you know, he just picked out the tiniest of nits, and he was basically nitpicking the whole thing.
Yeah.
There was barely any positivity. He was like, oh, I hate the gun barrel. I don't like this opening. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. It's like, what do you like about it?
Yeah. I mean, he even complained about the gun barrel. Like, I don't get that. It was like, they had the gun barrel at the start of the film again. I mean, it's strange. Like, he loved Skyfall, but like he hated Spectre.
Oh well.
I mean, in his initial review of Spectre, he wasn't that harsh. He only gave it like a 7 out of 10. You know. Yeah,
I think he was clearly disappointed with it, but he didn't like hate it. But maybe he watched it again and he thought, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't know how you could say it's worse than Die Another Day.
Yeah.
You know,
I think he just thinks it's meh.
Yeah. I mean, me, you, and Alan and Mark Kermode are real defenders of that film.
I think it's one of the best Bond movies.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, for me, it had everything that I wanted in a Bond film, and that's why it became my favorite. I didn't think it would, but it did.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I would go and see it again if it was re-released.
Yeah, I mean, you actually saw it more than me. I watched it 3 times. I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of glad I didn't watch it any more than that, because on the 3rd viewing, I was kind of like getting a bit like I knew what was happening. So
yeah, but no, I mean, you must have had such a kick out of seeing it on the big screen, though.
Yeah.
I did enjoy your briefing. Now he's getting a bit stressed. Dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. Soundtrack's just classic.
Colonel Sanders' recipe: chicken.
Goldfinger. Colonel Sanders, or should I say, Bonefinger. I mean, Odd Job, he's just great because he doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
That's the same with Jaws and Spy Love Me. Like, Jaws says nothing in Spy Love Me. Although he does say, like, here's to us in Moonraker.
Yeah, it was all right though. He gets away with it.
I like that though. Here's to us.
Here's to
Are you blind or something? You missed a turn.
Uh-oh. I do kind of wish Felix Leiter was integrated a bit more into the main story. I know he comes in at the end in Fort Knox,
Yeah.
but it's a shame that he doesn't get to do more. But you know, the actors are
I mean,
right.
I find it strange they recast Felix Leiter in every Bond film, apart from License to Kill, Live and Let Die, and Quantum of Solace and Casino Royale.
Yeah, like with the MI6 regulars, you'd think they'd keep the same Felix Leiter as well, but well, apparently not. I'm kind of hoping that we get Felix Leiter in there because it is Craig's last one.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have Jeffrey Wright return once more, and then they'll get a new writer for the new Bond.
One thing I will say, I hope to get a good director for Craig's last Bond film, and I hope for Craig's last Bond film they send him out in a high. Because if Craig's last Bond film was shit, then that would be an awful way to send him out.
It has to be good, because also you have to consider if the next Bond is going to be a woman, and it's going to be the last Bond film with a man. It better be bloody good.
Yeah, I mean, as for Bond being a woman, just
no.
You know,
For the love of God, no!
all I have to say is a penis turning into a vagina. It's not believable.
You know, even I have limits, and that for me is just—it's not what Fleming would have wanted.
I'm sorry, Bond producers. I know you say you're open to a female Bond after the 13th Doctor casting, but Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli, please don't cast a woman. Please.
Please, for the love of God. We're not trying to be sexist. We love our women in the Bond movies, but switching it to a woman, you know, switching Bond the character to a woman is not right.
Yeah.
He's called James Bond for a reason.
Yeah, not Jane Bond.
Oh, God.
I'll say it's a bit disturbing that, like, you know, he put that guy in the car and, like, basically that guy's crushed bodies in that cube.
Oh, it is quite a dark way to die, really.
I'm surprised that, like, there's some blood dripping from it.
Yeah, or gold.
Yeah. There are EastEnders when Ronnie takes the car to the Crushers.
Oh, yeah, with Carl. Yeah. How does that grab you?
God. Damaged goods! Just damaged goods!
That's how he spoke.
No, do damaged goods. You do it really well as Carl.
Damaged goods! Just damaged goods! I can't even remember how to do it. I've forgotten him. He's such a pointless character.
Yeah. Damaged goods! Just damaged goods! It's kind of disgusting the way... It's kind of disgusting the way Goldfinger, like, kind of wants to fuck that pussy, you know?
Well, you know, she called herself that.
He wants pussy's pussy.
There's a pussy in the pussy.
Pussy, do you have a pussy at home?
A pussy and a pussy.
Can you imagine if Pussy had a pussy cat called Pussy?
Oh, God.
Pussy's pussy.
God. She is fucking sexy, though. I have to say, Honor Blackman is outrageously attractive.
She's not a black man, though.
No.
She's a white woman.
What are they drinking?
I think they say later it's like, I don't know, like a lemon thing. I don't know, like a
Julie or something like that.
Yeah, Julie. Yeah, something like that. I love the way there's like 5 guards on the door.
Yeah. By this point, Bond has been always one step ahead, so I think he's taking extra precaution. He's in the cell again.
Mint julep. That's what it is. A mint julep.
Mint julep. Yeah, that's it. We've only got like half an hour left. Bond is always into the bitter drinks, I've noticed.
Yeah, the sour drinks. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not really like a wine person, you know, or a liqueur, you know.
He's a wine guy, yeah.
No, I don't think he is. I think he's more like, well, like dry martinis and beer.
Champagne.
Yeah, champagne, Beluga, or Bollinger.
Mint juleps.
They're not meant to be sweet, are they?
Mint julep?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's like a minty flavour.
Gosh.
Could you imagine Bond like breaking out a Budweiser?
I think Daniel Craig probably does drink a Budweiser in Skyfall.
Oh, well, Bond definitely drinks Heineken.
Yeah. And he drinks a whiskey in M's house. Like every scene these two have together is just incredible. It's just so gripping. They have such a great chemistry with each other. Gert Frober and Sean Connery.
I mean, his performance is so good, even though he's dubbed over Gert Frobe. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, but the dubbing isn't too bad actually. Who was the guy that dubbed him? Do we know?
I don't know. I mean, I think they had to dub him because Gert Frobe could only speak German.
Yeah.
The atomic device, as you call it, already obviously in this country, obviously. But bringing it to Fort Knox undetected could be risky. On the contrary, Mr. Bond, the risk is on your side. If the authorities should attempt to
It's a great scene as well, like between the two characters.
the White House.
I mean, he's kind of like a business entrepreneur, like Goldfinger.
But just like an extreme one, like almost a psychotic one. He's actually quite delusional. He believes that what he's doing is gonna really like. I think he's just greedy. He just wants money and he wants power and.
Yeah, I mean, he just wants he wants to be like the market for gold, basically.
Yeah, and like the lead entrepreneur.
I like Honor Blackman's open shirt.
Yeah, I don't see any black men around here.
Oh,
socially.
I like her to thoroughly search me.
Wow.
I think Bond likes her for 2 reasons.
Lol. Yeah. This one's Merry, this one's Christmas. In the barn.
Yeah. Animal Farm.
Animal Farm. I've read the book of Animal Farm. It's actually really good.
Yeah, I've read the book as well. It's a really good book.
It would make a great film if it was under great direction.
I've seen the film. It's actually not too bad. There is a film.
Yeah, the animated one's not bad, but the live action one is terrible.
Yeah,
it doesn't follow the book very well.
Yeah,
I'd love to make it myself actually if I ever became a filmmaker.
Yeah, I mean the animated version's good, but they changed the ending of the animated version where the animals come in and like get rid of Napoleon.
Yeah, they revolt against the pigs, which does.
Yeah, it's because in the original they just stare into the window and that's the end of the book. Yeah,
it's a moment of realization. They think, oh, so they've basically become like the human end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed playful. Oh god, could you imagine it was Babe 2, Pig in the City? Oh, babe. You could literally say Honor Blackman's a babe. It's like Babe the Pig's there.
Honor. Go on, Bond. Get Honor.
Bond wants a bit of a snog.
No.
He's kissing her pussy.
Well, she hasn't got a very good immune system.
Bond is literally kissing pussy.
That's what he wants to do every 5 minutes.
He's putting his tongue in her pussy.
Meow.
He's putting tongue in pussy.
Yeah. Like, what did you know, going back to Animal Farm, the ending of the animated one, I didn't mind it too much, but obviously it didn't really stick to the point of the book. Like,
yeah, it's because it was. I think it was an American animation where American animators didn't like the ending. They wanted the animals to win for the ending because Americans were very against communism. So that's why they changed the ending.
Yeah. A faithful adaptation would have probably just been to keep the original ending and, yeah. Or maybe at least kind of rework it in a way that is more, not necessarily a happy ending, but maybe more dramatic.
Yeah, I mean, this year would have been a good year to have released an Animal Farm film because it's 100 years since the Russian Revolution, Communist Revolution, which Animal Farm, the book, is based on.
Yeah, that would have been actually, yeah, but I don't think anybody's making one at the moment.
I mean, we had the death of Stalin this year, which was hilarious. Like, they're gassing them. Could you imagine, like, the gas they were spreading was like Goldfinger's farts?
Yeah.
They put like Goldfinger's farts into canisters and like spread the gas everywhere.
Golden farts he will pour in your ear, but the smell can't
We've
disguise.
got 20 minutes left. Wow.
This is probably one of the best paced Bond movies ever.
It flies by.
It's like a rocket. Rocket Man.
It's funny, like isn't it like ironic? Like we have probably one of the best paced Bond films, and then after this we have probably one of the worst paced Bond films.
Yeah, that is a shame. Thunderball, I want to love it, but it's so fucking slow.
I will say about Thunderball, it's technically well made, but just in terms of pace and and story and Largo, I'm sorry, he's a shit villain. Arg, I'm a pirate. I mean, he's just wearing the eye patch to. The only reason he wears that eye patch is that is to show that he's a villain. That's it.
And actually, the fact in Thunderball, Spectre as a group, they don't do anything. They do fuck all. They're just there for one meeting scene, and that's it.
I mean, I understand if Alan likes Thunderball, fair enough, because he's a big fan of like underwater stuff, and I know there are people who are fans of Thunderball, but I just it's just boring in my opinion.
Yeah, it's probably the most boring Bond movie. It's down there. It's not the worst Bond film, but it's one of the worst.
I mean,
it has a few
yeah
in it. You know, I'll be fair to it. It has a few good things in it.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Tom Jones song is actually very good. I really do like it. And the title sequence. And there's some good action sequences, and it does stylistically look cool. Like you said, it's a technical marvel, but the story's crap. The Connery's not on form. It's just and it's poorly paced, and it's poorly edited as well. I think the editing is a big problem, and it's too long. It's just too long, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Goldfinger in the first three Bond films. Only an hour and 45 minutes. 2 hours and 5 minutes is just too long for Thunderball.
I mean, you could say Spectre took a gamble at being 2.5 hours long, but
it was paced really well.
Yeah, Mendes knows how to pace a movie, and it paid off really well in both Skyfall and Spectre. I mean, Spectre was only 5 minutes longer than Skyfall. It didn't feel like.
Actually, It's funny. You just said Spectre, and the scene I'm on, it says Auric Spectrometer.
Oh, this is great. We finally get to Fort Knox.
Yeah. Where they keep all the gold. Gold!
Gold, it's everywhere. Got what? 15 minutes left?
Yeah.
I'm glad you chose this one, actually, because I haven't seen it for years.
I haven't seen it in ages as well. Yeah, you probably haven't seen it since your review a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think that was probably it. Or maybe one time afterwards, but yeah. I think it's the one that gets probably shown the most on TV, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's just the most watchable. I think the first time I saw Goldfinger was on TV, actually.
Yeah, same with Diamonds Are Forever. I watched that on TV. Bond films are always on ITV.
Yeah. I wonder when they're going to start showing Spectre on ITV. Probably this Christmas, maybe.
Yeah, I remember Sky had all the Bond films for a while, and I watched The Living Daylights for the first time on Sky with my granny in HD, which was awesome. A couple of years ago when Bond.
Yeah. Well, fun fact:
50th
when
anniversary.
Skyfall was coming out, they had a brief channel on Sky. It's Sky 007, and they showed all the Bond movies like in
Yeah,
which is great.
yeah, that one that I watched Living Daylights on for the first time. Although, unfortunately, I'd Never Say Never Again on Sky movie, James Bond 007 channel as well.
No.
I will review Never Say Never Again though soon.
Yeah, I'll review it eventually.
Yeah.
Well, I say review. It's probably going to be a major rant.
Yeah.
I mean, if Die Another Day wasn't a rant enough.
I mean, Never Say Never Again. It's just a pointless remake of Thunderball, which wasn't a very good film to begin with.
I mean, I know I've said in the past, remake the crap films and make them better. I never said remake the crap films and make them worse.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
I mean, it's interesting that Alan's favourite Bond film is the only Bond film that was remade.
Yeah, well, saying that, they're thinking of remaking, well, not remaking, like, on a map, but kind of taking elements of it and putting it in Bond 25. Daniel Craig. Which would be interesting.
Imagine if Lazenby came back to the role.
That's the thing I can't imagine.
Yeah, I mean, the finale is only 15 minutes, but it's just done in such a great way.
It doesn't need to be any longer. The movie's
Yeah.
enough, and it's perfectly paced. It's
Yeah.
a classic Bond movie. This is the first classic Bond film.
Yeah, I'd say this is the first one that I give a 10 out of 10.
Oh,
I'd say Doctor No, I'd give an 8. From Much with Love, maybe a 9.
I give both the first two an 8. Maybe a 9 for the second, how I feel. But this one, definitely a 10. I still think From Much with Love and Doctor No have a couple of slow scenes.
Yeah, I will say that, yeah. I mean, the first time I watched From Much with Love, I found that really slow.
Yeah, I need to watch that one again. It is a good film, and it has an awesome train fight.
Yeah. I know Alan loves From Much with Love, and it's actually my uncle's favourite Bond film and my granny's favourite Bond film.
A lot of people love it, yeah. It's my auntie's favourite. And actually, Spectre obviously took a lot of inspiration from that with the train fight in that film.
Yeah. My granny said that like she thought all the Bond films after From Much with Love just got too silly, but fair enough. Look at all the
Watch you. You're silly.
What's interesting is the I mean they didn't actually know what the inside of Fort Knox looked like, so this was all made up.
Yeah, it probably looks nothing like this, but Ken Adam, that is not a bad effort at all. I mean, he must have done his research and had a look.
All the gold, it's mine. Can you imagine a Smaug just came out and then confronted Sean Connery?
Yeah, you have nothing but your death.
I'm looking for the Arkenstone.
The Arkenstone.
Or is it the Philosopher's Stone? Oh, wait, sorry, that's Harry Potter. I mean, I will say this was a fun level in 007 Legends, but it was hard.
It was, yeah, very hard. The first level, actually, in the Goldfinger part was also quite hard. Just like getting into the lair. Although it was different to the movie. It was very different to how the
It's
film.
funny, Goldfinger's a golden gun, so technically he is the man with the golden gun.
Yeah, there's 3 Bond movies that have the word gold in the title.
Yeah.
Goldfinger. Got Man with the Golden Gun and Goldeneye.
Yeah, Goldeneye wasn't a Bond book, though.
It was actually the name of his estate, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Estate, where
Yeah,
he
Jamaica, Goldeneye, yeah.
And he just thought, oh, I'll use the name.
Yeah. Oddjob's just a dick. He just kills this soldier.
Yeah. On dick. This, I have to say, the storming of Fort Knox in this movie is awesome. This is actually the first sort of epic action sequence in a Bond movie.
Yeah.
It's like a huge battle.
It's cool as well because it's Bond versus Oddjob, and Oddjob's a really beefy guy.
Hey, he's got the beef. You can be a hero. He's like a tank, Oddjob.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
He threw his heart. Maybe Oddjob's going to give Bond a blowjob.
God. With his hat.
Do you think blowjob blew to Blofeld?
God, that would be weird. This is probably one of the best fight scenes in any Bond movie in the entire series.
It's interesting. He throws a gold bar at his chest. You think like Oddjob will be out for the count.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Here, have a golden nugget. Golden nuggets, they taste yeehaw.
This is just classic. The fact that there's no music as well to underscore this makes it much more tense.
Yeah, I mean this finale shootout is great as well with the U.S. Army.
Cool.
I mean, Connery's great in the fight scenes.
I mean, given that he was a bodybuilder, he goes for it completely. Oh. Like in these with Connery's fight scenes, you feel the pain. You feel when he gets bruised and beaten up. As Dalton says, it's not a Superman, and he gets thrown around. Probably not as much as Daniel Craig, but still, they make the fights feel very physical, and that was important. I'm glad they did that, especially for this fight with Oddjob.
You got music here, and it works really well. Bond's like, I'll give you some of the hi-hat.
Ooh. I'm actually glad that the Craig era kind of takes inspiration from this as well as Bourne, because you feel the pain, you feel the physical, struggle for Bond in these scenes. Ding, ding.
Does Bond say like when they find old job he blew a fuse or something like that?
I can't remember. Oh, I guess we'll find out.
Using a couple of bars of gold to open it.
Mm.
Gold is actually the weakest metal.
Really?
Yeah.
It's probably one of the heaviest. Ah.
Could you imagine if the Cybermen were there? Like the gold would just kill them.
You will be deleted. I swear they've had gold Cybermen before. Haven't they?
What?
Have they ever had gold Cybermen?
No.
Oh, right. Oh, they should do that. That would be
Gold's lethal to Cybermen.
one way of getting it open.
Oh, yes. Hmm.
I think also another battle that is quite reminiscent of this is the one in The Spy Who Loved Me at the very end, and Moonraker. Those two have like big sort of final battles.
Yeah.
And also You Only Live Twice. Those movies, like all the Lewis Gilbert ones, he seems to do a big fight at the end, like big battles, and they all, I think they work really well.
Yeah. This seems quite tense where he has to defuse the bomb.
Hurry the fuck up!
Just to flick a switch.
Come on, you're a bodybuilder. Put your back into it.
007.
You bet your match, 000.
People your fuse.
Where's the wire?
It's interesting that Bond changes her heart as well. Like, she changes sides.
What, pussy?
Yeah.
Yes, she does. And I think she changes beds as well.
You've laid your egg.
I
You've made your bed.
mean, to be honest, the amount of women Bond's been with, I'm surprised he doesn't have any children already.
Surprised he hasn't died of AIDS or something.
I just noticed that. The bomb stopped on 007. Literally 7 seconds.
I'm surprised Bond, the amount of women he's had, he hasn't got an STD by now.
Yeah, even Calvin Dyson's made reference to that. All the STDs working their magic there.
Can you imagine a Bond film where he gets like gonorrhea or something like that?
Oh God, no! I don't want to imagine that.
A Bond film where he gets HIV.
Oh God!
Like Charlie Sheen.
Felix could have done more in this film. Oh yeah, I like that. This was also the second time when we had a villain sort of finally reappear at the very last scene. Because in the previous film we had Rosa Klebb reappear in the hotel, and now we have
Goldfinger. Yeah, he does have a golden gun though, so you can't say he's a man with a golden gun.
Congratulations on your promotion, Goldfinger. Are you having lunch at the White House too? Mars, I shall be in Cuba.
Cuba.
I've interfered with my plans for the last time, Mr. Bond. It's very dangerous to fire guns at planes. I even had to warn Pussy about it.
Had to warn Pussy about it.
Wait, where is she? I
Yeah.
just wish you
I like this. This is
Yeah.
fight. Go Frobe actually moves surprisingly well in this action sequence.
Yeah. He gets sucked out the window.
Well, yeah,
It's funny the way. Yeah, it's funny the way he gets stuck in the window.
I know the effects are kind of dated, but you know, it's kind of cool. It still looks great.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for a film that's 53 years old, it's dated really well.
Yeah,
It hasn't aged a day, really.
It is aged really well.
Yeah. Well, dated really well, same thing. Pushy.
Bushy.
Could you imagine he said, it's like we're falling, no. And it's like we're flying, no, this is falling, with style.
Sure. Oh. Oh, James, I'm flying. This isn't flying, this is fucking with style.
To infinity and beyond.
To intimacy and beyond. And here we come to the end of the movie.
Well, Bond literally cummed as well. And Bond will come as well. And Pushy.
There's no time to be rescued.
He'd rather fuck Pussy than meet the president.
And that was Goldfinger. Fun-blooded-tastic.
Thunderball, your fiery breath.
Goldfinger.
Goldfinger. The man with the Midas touch. I kind of wish now that at the end of each Bond film it would tell you the name of the next Bond film, like it did back then.
I guess now they kind of don't know. You know, they haven't got enough time to. They need the time to plan it out more. So
yeah, after A View to Kill, after Octopussy, they ditched the James Bond returning something. I'll just say James Bond returns since View to Kill.
I think it's fair enough.
Only gold. He loves just gold.
What a masterpiece. And that is very clearly the best Sean Connery Bond movie.
Oh, yeah.
That was 1 hour, 50 minutes. That was nothing. It just flew by.
Whoa.
I mean, that's the thing. With Connery's era, it's such a mixed bag for me. I mean, I'm one of the people that kind of think he's a little bit overrated as Bond. I mean, I really like him as Bond. He's excellent. I mean, he defined the role for the big screen, but half of his era is not so good, and half of his era is very good.
Yeah, I think his first 3 films are his best, and then after that, it kind of goes downhill.
Which is a shame. I mean, Thunderball is where it kind of is the beginning of the end for Connery, really. And then Running It Twice is, for me, better, but silly. It's the first silly Bond movie.
Yeah, and Diamonds Are Forever, I enjoy it. I mean, I know, I mean, it's not great, but I kind of, I admit it's not a great film, but I kind of enjoy it.
It's a fun movie than a good movie. It's just very mediocre for me.
Yeah. I mean, at least it's not as bad as Die Another Day.
True, that is true. It isn't as bad as that, but it's very misguided. Considering
I think Thunderball for me is the worst. I know Alan would say Diamonds Are Forever, but I'd say Thunderball. Yeah.
I mean, I might have to agree with that simply because of the pacing. It's boring. You know, nothing happens in Thunderball.
Yeah. I mean, that's my problem with Thunderball. I mean, I know we said this before, and I know Alan's probably jumping up and down right now listening to this. But I mean, yeah, I think Goldfinger, just for me, this is the Bond film where everything came together. It perfects the formula, and it's perfectly paced. Unlike the next Bond film, where I just think the producers just threw in the towel, and you know, I think
that you could see with Thunderball there are definitely problems in the production, and I think.
I mean, it's well made technically in terms of cinematography and
Yeah,
yeah.
I think if Guy Hamilton stayed to direct the last remaining Connery movies, then it would have been a lot stronger. Even if Diamonds Are Forever was to be a dud, then oh well. At least Hamilton would have directed it because I think he was the one that perfected the formula. But don't for whatever reason, Terrence Young came back. Yeah, yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, I think he did a good job setting up the Bond films, but I think he should have they should have just brought back Guy Hamilton after Goldfinger because I just think Terrence Young goes back to that sort of slow pace.
Yeah, and then I mean, Lewis Gilbert came in with You Only Live Twice, and fair enough. He tried something different, but
Actually, 50 years old this year. You only live twice.
yeah, we should commentate on that one at some point.
Yeah, maybe before the year's out, since it's the 50th anniversary.
Yes, but no, I mean that was really good. I loved watching that again. That was brilliant. Gold,
0 out of 10. No joking.
like it's a top 5 Bond movie and the best, easily the best of the 6, and I repeat 6 Sean Connery Bond movies, not 7, 6.
Yeah, 006, not 007.
And Connery's performance is great. It's flawless. He's so smooth. He's so laid back. He gets everything right. The charm, the suave, the intense moments. He has just enough tension.
He breaks out the brandy.
That too. But I can't fault one moment in Goldfinger when Connery isn't Bond. I think by this point he is James Bond. He's grown into the role over the past 3 movies. It's a shame that he kind of loses it now. In Thunderball, he's still all right, but he goes a bit yeah. And then in You Only Live Twice, he's like, "Fuck it, I've had enough of this shit. I give up."
Yeah, I mean, I think in Thunderball, I think that's the sort of last. I think Thunderball is just, you can tell just in some scenes he's starting to get bored. I mean, other scenes he's great. I mean, he's sort of a mixed bag in that. And then You Only Live Twice, I mean, he just looks bored as fuck. Yeah. And then he took a break, came back for Down to Forever. And one thing I will say is Connery did not age well compared to Roger Moore, in my opinion. I mean, he looked awful in Diamonds Are Forever. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
He was overweight. He was grey. He looked in his 50s rather than his early 40s, which he was in.
Yeah, it's just such a shame to see now that Connery is very ill, and I don't know if he'll be with us for
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I think he's going to probably be the next one to go. I mean, he has Parkinson's disease, which is a shame. So I don't see him lasting too much longer. I mean, Roger Moore sadly passed away this year. The first Bond to die, the first Bond to play the role. Yeah, which was a real blow to me because he was my favorite Bond. But I mean, he lived a good life. He lived a long life. He lived a Bond life. Yeah. I mean, he would have been 90 this year. I mean, so
insane.
Yeah.
Oh wow. But yeah, no. On a happy note. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's our commentary on Goldfinger. What do you think of the film? Do you agree? Do you disagree with our opinions? Put your comments down below. Let us know.
And Alan, don't kill us about Thunderball.
Sorry, Alan. Sorry. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Is there anything you want to say before we close off?
Just see you for the next commentary, whenever that is.
Yeah. Maybe we should do You Only Live Twice next, because the 50th anniversary, and let's just skip Thunderball. I don't think we'll be able to have the patience for it. So
yeah, maybe get Alan to do that.
Nah, the time difference and all that. It's just he doesn't have the time anyway. But yes. So thank you guys all for watching and listening. See ya.